Welcome to another review. I have not really done a music review in a while, but I am back. Just as a quick update, I was gone for however long, to be very honest. I was just kind of being a bit lazy. Okay, that's not the only reason, I wanted to, do other shit with my life rather than make shitty YouTube videos, but I'm back. Hopefully for good. And in today's video, I will be reviewing. Sorry about the cough there. The album Bully by Kanye West. This album has come out a little under a month ago by now. And yeah, I guess I should probably review it. So, Bully, we begin this album with the track King. King is probably one of the better tracks off the album for sure. And the reason I would consider it one of the better albums is it just has a very anthemic sort of feeling to it inherently. Outside of that, you're then immediately blasted into the world of This Is I pronounced it wrong. This a Must, which is not nearly as good. I still do definitely very much like it, although obviously some lines like the Trump line some people might not like. But it's the way it is, really. And I don't know. But either way, it's still a pretty good track. I'd give that one like a 7 out of 10. Father by Travis Scott, or featuring Travis Scott. I'm honestly kind of completely out of making these things, but I am just returning. Cut me some slack. But I mean, Father featuring Travis Scott, the third track. Honestly, I'm gonna call this one a bit overrated, from my personal opinion. I don't know. I feel like the instrumental it's just kind of like pretty boring, and the sample doesn't really work well with it. And then like the verses aren't really like anything too crazy, just like they're there, I guess. It's like a decent track, probably like a 6 out of 10 track. But then we are probably then into the best track off the whole fucking album, and that would of course be All the Love. And all the love and all the shine you've always wanted all. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna. That wasn't awful. All the Love featuring Andre Troutman. This is the best track off the album by far, really. And it's just an amazing track, really. I don't know. Punch Drunk is, it's obviously, and the next couple tracks, like the next two, are definitely tracks that are sort of reminiscent of what could be considered the old Kanye style. Those being Punch Drunk and Whatever Works. I personally think probably Punch Drunk is the better out of the two, although I do tend to flip-flop on it quite a bit. After that, we then have Mama's Favorite, one of the lesser tracks on this album for me. I mean, I think I liked it on first listen, but it wore off on me pretty quickly. After that, we then have Sisters and Brothers, another actually amazing track off this album. I know most are not really going to give it that credit, but All the Love is definitely like a 9 out of 10, and then this, along with King, are 8 out of 10 tracks off this album. After that, we then have Bully, the title track, featuring CeeLo Green. Definitely an amazing track. CeeLo Green's part is, also pretty good as well. It's not like nearly the same level as the Sisters and Brothers or King, but it's a pretty good track. 7 out of 10. Highs and Lows, I mean, obviously with the original sample it would have done way better, but either way, still a pretty good track. I would give it probably a 6 out of 10. It doesn't work as well for me, but it's the way it is. And I Can't Wait is also a very good track. Probably one of the better ones off the original tracks, from the, Bully version 1, which was released earlier this year. And, yeah, this track is pretty good. I'll give it thinking maybe an 8, but I think I'll 8 out of 10. We'll give it an 8 out of 10. I'll be a bit generous for the moment. And because after that, I mean, this album does kind of drop off for a lot of the rest of the runtime. White Lines, not really my thing. And then there's the rest of the tracks up until the final one. This one here, another great track, like probably an 8 out of 10, maybe a 7, because it's not nearly as good as the Edition Off War, the unreleased album featuring James Blake and what was his name, No ID. But it's still a pretty good track. But I mean, between that, you have White Lines, Circles, by far the worst track. Preacher Man, which isn't really improved that much, I'd say. Beauty and the Beast, Damn, and Last Breath, which I don't know. I don't care much for like Spanish speaking music. I mean, at least not within like its own sort of genres. Like I like, I like Rosalia, I guess, her album, or Rosalia, I guess is how I'm meant to pronounce it, last year. But I mean, in hindsight, I don't listen to that album much anymore, so I don't know. Overall, I'm thinking a high 7 to a low 8 on this album. And yeah, that's basically about it. Sayonara.